Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a mind-bending topic that affects us all: time. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Time? Isn't that a simple concept? It ticks away steadily. We schedule our lives around it. It's just time. But what if I told you that time might actually be an illusion? Yes, you heard that right. We're about to explore the unbelievable truth behind how time is not as straightforward as it seems, and trust me, by the end of this video, you might just see the world, and your watch, very differently. Let's start by framing the problem. We humans have a pretty solid understanding of time. We measure it in seconds, minutes, hours, and years, and we often think of it as a linear progression from past to present to future. You might wake up, have breakfast, go to work, and then head to bed, each activity neatly lined up along this timeline. But this conventional view of time is just a consensus reality, a shared agreement about how we perceive this force that governs our lives. Philosophers have been pondering the nature of time for centuries. Think about it. Plato called time the moving image of eternity. Fast forward a couple of millennia, and philosophers like Immanuel Kant argued that time is not something we can observe directly. It's a structure our minds impose on the chaotic experiences we have. So, could it be possible that time is not out there, ticking away, but rather something that exists solely in our consciousness? Now, to understand this better, let's venture into the realm of physics. You might be wondering how physics ties into this, and the answer lies in the very foundational theories of the universe. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not a fixed constant. It varies based on speed and gravity. If you were to hop on a spaceship traveling near the speed of light, your experience of time would slow down compared to someone on Earth. That means that for you, time could stretch out, while for those on Earth, it continues to flow normally. In a sense, time is flexible and isn't as absolute as we once thought. But here's where it gets truly interesting. The universe operates on the laws of quantum mechanics, which introduces concepts that defy our traditional understanding of time. In the quantum world, particles can exist in multiple states at once and can even affect each other instantly, regardless of distance. It's a realm where the past and future may not even exist in the same way we understand them. This leads some scientists to propose that what we experience as time might just be an emergent phenomenon, a clever illusion created by our brains trying to make sense of a universe that doesn't conform to our basic intuitions. Dr. Carlo Rovelli, a theoretical physicist, takes this idea further with his relational interpretation of time. He argues that time doesn't exist on a cosmic scale. Instead, relationships between events create what we perceive as the flow of time. That raises some enticing questions. If time is based on relationships, does that mean that two events can happen simultaneously without any temporal connection? And if there's no fundamental time, where does that leave the past, present, and future? Digging deeper, let's talk about memory. Memories are essentially our personal timeline. They shape how we perceive our past, and they anchor our identities. But here's a thought. If time is an illusion, could our memories simply be a construct of our minds? After all, you may recall an event as vividly as if it happened yesterday, while someone else might have a completely different take on the same experience. This leads us to question whether the concept of an objective past even exists at all. And what about the future? It feels so real to us. We plan for it, dream about it, and even fear it. But if we accept the idea that time is an illusion, then the future might not be as set in stone as we believe. Science fiction loves to play with the notion of time travel and alternate realities. But some scientists suggest that all possible futures already exist in a probabilistic state. What would that mean for our choices? Are we simply travelers in a vast landscape of time, moving through potentialities rather than actual pathways? Now, let's pivot slightly and consider a more philosophical angle. If time is indeed an illusion, what does that mean for our lives? We often feel constrained by time. It's something we're always racing against. Deadlines loom, the clock ticks, and we rush through moments, sometimes forgetting to actually live in them. If we shift our understanding and see time as fluid, as something we create through our connections and experiences, we might find ourselves experiencing a profound sense of freedom. You might be saying, that all sounds great, but what about our everyday experiences? We still age, we still have schedules, and we still have calendars. And it's true. Just because we question the nature of time doesn't mean we can escape its grip on our day-to-day lives. But what we can do is gain a greater understanding of our relationship with time. Instead of treating it as an unyielding master, we can learn to dance with it. Think about how we structure our lives. In today's fast-paced world, every second feels like a race. But if we look at time differently, perhaps we might find ways to slow down, appreciate the moments we have, and focus more on quality rather than quantity. What if we became less obsessed with being on time and more invested in what we're doing with the time we have? Imagine the freedom of living in the present moment, liberated from the constraints of past and future definitions of time. Certainly, it sounds easier said than done, especially in a society that thrives on productivity and deadlines. But recognizing time as a fluid concept could lead to a richer life experience, not just rushing through events, but being present in them. As we wrap up today's exploration, let's circle back to the question that started it all. Is time an illusion? In all likelihood, the answer might not be black and white. Our understanding of time might be